They're called first responders, Marines, firemen, policemen. Whether around the world or here at home, these individuals are willing to lay their lives on the line to protect others. The dictionary defines hero as one of great courage, acting bravely, or having noble qualities. Please join us tonight as we celebrate the efforts of these heroes to put us first. Welcome to Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, as the Astros and the Phillies get set to play. And, of course, the big focal point of the night as the Astros and Phillies are getting ready to meet is Heroes Night. We have a lot of military personnel here tonight, and it would be a pleasure to honor them for the work that they do all over the world and here in our community, responding to emergencies, protecting our country. They do a fantastic job, JD.
Indeed, they do. Typically, we come to the ballpark and we're focused on the guys in the baseball uniforms, and certainly we will tonight. But I also want to give tribute to all those other uniform personnel that we rely on so heavily.
And they will get to enjoy a baseball game with the Astros and the Phillies, with Roy Oswalt coming back to play Houston and Brett Myers. Hunter Pence is in uniform. Coming up, it's Heroes Night. Stay with us as we get underway in just a moment.
Enjoy the game today.
And tonight's telecast is on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting the U.S. Armed Forces serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. Welcome to you all. And the gentlemen who will be calling the game for you are up in the booth, Bill Brown and Jim Deshaies.
Thank you very much, Greg, and a pleasure to see all these military folks and first responders here tonight. In fact, we're going to get the Phillies lineup from one of them right now.
Good evening. My name is Sergeant Demas with 123 Alpha Company, 2nd Platoon. Tonight, leading off for the Philadelphia Phillies, we have Rollins, Victorino, Pence, Howard, Ibanez, Ruiz, Gore, Martinez, starting pitcher, Oswalt.
Well done, Sergeant. And it's Brett Myers on the mound for the Astros, coming off a good start at Pittsburgh last time, JD.
Yeah, he really threw the ball well in that start. You see the numbers, 7 2/3, 4 hits, just 1 run, struck out 6, did not walk anybody. In his prior start at San Francisco, very good as well. This is kind of hey, I used to play for you night, with Myers going against the Phillies and Oswalt up against the Astros. And Myers has made 2 starts against his former club, one last year, one this year, and both of those very good as well.
First pitch, Jimmy Rollins hits it on the ground to second baseman Jose Altuve. 1 pitch, 1 out for Brad Myers.
Let's take a look at the Astros as they set up defensively here tonight. Julio Daniel Martinez in left, Jordan Schaefer in center, Brian Bogasevich in right, Paredes, Sanchez, Altuve, Lee on the infield. Quintero is the catcher.
Now Myers goes after out number 2 of the night. Shane Victorino, an all-star this year, is the batter. He has 57 runs batted in with 16 homers and a .295 batting average for Victorino, a switch hitter. Victorino's hitting .284 as a left-handed batter. There's strike 1 to him. Tim Welke, the crew chief, is the home plate umpire. Myers, with his win last time out against the Pirates, snapped a personal 7-game losing streak. That was his 4th win of the year. He throws a strike, and Victorino falls behind here.
A lot of left-handed bats for Myers to contend with tonight. 3 switch hitters in the lineup and 3 straight left-handed bats for Charlie Manuel's Phils.
Victorino puts this one in the air over toward the left field line. Fans are getting up in the seats to receive that foul ball, and the count remains 0-2.
Flying Hawaiian is a very good baseball player. Probably does not get the credit he deserves because of the bigger names in the lineup like Howard and Utley and Jimmy Rollins, but Victorino can do it all. He's got power, he's got speed, great defender.
Myers strikes him out. 2 outs quickly. Phillies are coming from Milwaukee, where they won 3 of 4 from the first place Brewers in the NL Central.
Good off-speed pitch here by Myers, fooling Victorino. You hear the applause for Hunter Pence.
It's a welcome back for Hunter. First time back to Minute Maid Park since being traded to the Phillies by the Astros in July. And quite a welcome it is. Hunter said his family is not here. They're back in Philadelphia. He takes, and there's ball 1. Hunter with great numbers, a .311 batting average, 5th in the league, 19 homers, 86 runs batted in. He is 8th in total bases. And his season got better when he joined the Phillies. Numbers are better with them, as you would expect in this high-powered offense. 2 balls, no strikes.
You know, the adrenaline is just pumping for him here tonight.
24 runs batted in 38 games. Yeah, he's been a real key factor in their offense, which has revived. They were 9th in the league in runs scored when he joined them. Now they're 5th. And he has contributed in no small part. He's really helped the lineup, which was looking for a right-handed hitter with some pop to play right field. 3-1. Pence 0 for 4 against Myers. Hunter, of course, a homegrown Astros product. He smacks a line drive to right field. Brian Bogasevich off his glove and then off the wall. Pence into second base. And the Phillies have a 2-out base runner on a double by Pence. His 35th.
And Hunter at his best when he's hitting the ball hard the other way. Myers trying to stay away with a fastball. Hunter just doing a nice job staying on it. That ball, not a bad pitch. Down below the knees, outside corner, maybe a little beyond.
Ryan Howard comes up next. A slugging first baseman from St. Louis, who consistently hits 30 bombs or more in a season for the Phillies. He's hit 33 already this year. driven in 112 with a 254 average, and the RBI figure is tops in the majors. Howard, a 5th round pick, and 0-1 by the Phils. That's strike 1 to him. He is 1 for 5 against Myers. The Phillies are fabulous on the road. They're 45-27. Their club record for road wins in a season is 48. They have a .625 winning percentage, best in the majors on the road. The ball, 2 strikes.
They just went into Milwaukee and won 3 out of 4 there. Milwaukee doesn't lose a whole lot at home.
No, sir. Charlie Manuel's club has 94 wins and a 12-game lead in the NL East in his 7th year as the Phillies manager. Going for a 5th straight division title. That one pops away, but not very far from Quintero. And Manuel is closing in on the all-time wins mark for Phillies skipper. Just a few behind Gene Mark. He needs 7 more.
They tried to run him out of town early in his tenure there with the Phillies.
That's amazing, isn't it? He has a juggernaut on his hands. The Phillies are 37-15 since the All-Star break. Phillies' magic number for clinching a playoff spot is 2. If they win tonight and the St. Louis Cardinals lose, they're in the playoffs. The magic number for winning their division is 6. The combination of Phillies wins and Braves losses totaling 6, and they're in. Well, last year they had a very strong season, and they lost in the 2nd round of the playoffs to the Giants. The appeal went to 3rd. Check swing is the call by Andy Fletcher, and it's a full count on Howard.
Wow. Pretty good looking pitch. Ruled just a little bit high.
Raul Ibanez is on deck. And a strikeout. Myers spun a curveball for strikeout number 2 of the inning, leaving Pence at second base. It's no runs and a hit for the Phillies. The Astros come up against the Wizards in just a moment. After 1/2, and we get the Astros lineup from another man in uniform.
Hi, good evening. I'm Sergeant Reyes Alexander with the United States Army from League City, Texas. And tonight lineup are Schaefer, Sanchez, Martinez, Lee, Bogasevic, Paredes, Altuve, Quintero, and Myers.
Roy Oswalt's on the mound, JD.
Well, he's on the mound for the 20th time. He's had to deal with some injury problems this year. It's been an up and down year for him. You see 7-8 with an ERA of 3.72. He's given up a lot of hits. The league hitting .289 against him, but that's not atypical. He usually keeps the walks down, keeps the ball in the ballpark. And the last time out really threw the ball well, so the Phillies are hoping that he can round into top form like he did for them last year. But they've got options. And their pitching is so deep.
Jordan Schaefer took ball one up high. Oswalt beat the Astros in game 3 of the season this year in Philadelphia in his first trip to the mound against his former club. Schaefer's on a 3-game hitting streak, 247, 2 homers, 12 runs batted in for Jordan. Roy's 34 years old, from Ware, Mississippi. Went to Holmes Community College. The Astros drafted him in the 23rd round in '96. Foul ball back, makes it 1-1. He's been on the disabled list with back problems twice this season. Last year he was traded in July to Philadelphia for Jay Happ and a couple of minor leaguers. Gets a swing there from Schaefer, and it's a 1-ball 2-strike count. Roy apparently feeling good after the back issues, because last time out he gave Atlanta just 4 hits and 2 runs in 7 innings, throwing 116 pitches.
Velocity was back on his fastball.
That's to left field, backing up Ibanez. 1 out for Oswalt.
Phillies have been solid defensively this year. And the veteran Ibanez is in left. Victorino, we talked about him, can really go get him in center. Pence, you know all about him in right. With injuries, it's Martinez and Orr getting a chance to play at third and second. And the veterans Rollins and Howard cover short and first. Carlos Ruiz, very, very dependable behind the plate.
Oswalt in a ballpark in which he is 77-34 with a 2.89 ERA, faces Angel Sanchez. How's it back, strike one. 247 for Angel, 1 homer. He's driven in 25. He was 2 for 4 in the Washington series. Had 2 singles and scored 2 runs in the Astros 9-3 win Saturday night. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Oswalt has the best winning percentage in the month of September for a career of any active pitcher. .786. Out to center field. Victorino waits for it. 2 outs for Oswalt. Roy is 33-9 in September.
Not too shabby. See what Oswalt has done in a Philly uniform last year after the trade. So far this year, after winning 143 games with the Astros. And Myers, originally first-round pick of the Phillies, and was with the big league club from '02 through '09. Solid numbers for Myers as a Philly, coming off that outstanding year last year. It's been a bumpy road for him here in 2011.
J.D. Martinez takes strike one. 259, 5 homers, 29 runs batted in for Martinez. He went 1 for 12 in the Washington series. 129 his average in September. Looking for his first September RBI tonight, and it's 0-2 to Martinez. He rampaged through the month of August with 28 runs batted in. That was second in the league. Curve is tap foul. Oswalt was 7-1 after being traded to the Phillies last season with a 1.74 ERA. Had a no decision in the division series. He won 1 and lost 1 in the league championship series for them. And the fastball gets him a strikeout to end a 1-2-3 first after a scoreless first inning.
families, for all that you do for us here and abroad. We thank you so much.
I'm Ed Wade, General Manager for the Houston Astros. As the father of a naval officer and a proud American, thank you for everything that you've done for our country and the services you perform for us and allow us to do what we do every day, which is to live in a country that's safe and kept out of harm's way by what you do for us. Thanks very much.
Raul Ibanez smacks the first pitch here for a high drive to left center field. Hits it off the bullpen wall, heads for second base, takes a turn there and holds on with a leadoff double. His 29th double of the season for Ibanez. Phillies fans here tonight chanting Raul. That's what they do in Philadelphia.
Yeah, Raul. It's like Lou. If you're Lou, you get that. You get it with Raul. They used to do it for Mondesi in L.A.
Yeah.
If I ever have a son, I'm going to name him Raul. That way he won't know whether he's getting booed or not. Pretty good chance that's not going to happen. You never know.
It could happen. Those miracle kids come along.
He could be Ruiz. See? Yeah, it's just a little tip. You want to give your kid a boo-proof name.
285 for Carlos Ruiz, a well-respected catcher. 5 homers, 34 runs batted in, taking strike one from Myers. He is 1 for 5 with an RBI, with a home run, in fact, against Myers. Ruiz catching a very, very good Phillies pitching staff. And he bunts that one foul, trying to get Ibanez over to third for Pete Orr, who's on deck. It's 0-2. Phillies are 5th in runs scored, and they've come up a ways since the acquisition of Hunter Pence, and also since John Mayberry Jr. started ripping it when he's in the lineup. Well, their pitching definitely is a hallmark of what Charlie Manuel's club has done, with a 3.03 ERA, the best in the National League. Ground ball and backhanded. Sanchez sets up, throwing to first and making a good play to get Ruiz. Ibanez unable to advance on out number 1.
Phillies, as Brownie mentioned, 5th in the league in runs scored. They're 8th in home runs, 7th in on-base plus slugging. So not an elite offensive team, but on any given night they are very explosive. And those numbers would be better had they been healthy all year. You know, Rollins has missed time. Utley's missed a bunch of time. Polanco has been out of the lineup off and on. So when healthy, it's a pretty good lineup, better than pretty good, and an unbelievable pitching staff. And they've got all the pieces in place to make a long postseason run.
Canadian-born Pete Orr, taking ball 1, is filling in for the injured Chase Utley at second base tonight. Utley back in Philadelphia with a concussion. Not cleared for travel yet. There's a liner into center field. Ibanez comes home to make it 1-0 Philadelphia on the RBI single by Orr. His 4th run batted in with the Phillies for the former Brave and National.
They were in a similar situation in Milwaukee for that 4-game set. And they were playing Martinez and Valdez and Orr, and still managed to win 3 out of 4 from the Brewers.
Now Martinez comes up. He's at third base tonight. Placido Polanco getting a night off. There's strike 1. Polanco is playing with a sports hernia, and we're told he will require surgery after the season. 209 for Michael Martinez with 3 homers. And he's 29 years old. Made his major league debut in the season opening series against the Astros this year. Switch hitter. No balls, 2 strikes to Michael Martinez. It was a waiver claim by the Phillies last December. He had been with Washington from the Dominican. Runner going. It's in the dirt. Here's the pickup and the throw. Great job by Quintero on a curveball in the dirt, but still Orr is able to beat that throw to second with the steal, his 3rd.
Well, that's the other thing the Phillies do well. They're a very efficient base stealing team. They've been successful 80% of the time. That's their 91st steal this year, despite the good effort by Q and Angel Sanchez. Short hop by Q, short hop pick by Angel, and Orr just ahead of the tag.
Orr at second for a 1-2 pitch to Martinez now. Michael fouls it. Phillies are 16-22 at Minute Maid Park. The Astros swept the season series from them in 04 and again in 05. All 6 games both years went to Houston. Ground ball on 1 hop. 2 outs as Carlos Lee takes it. And that'll be Roy Oswalt. Roy has 99 career hits. .3 for 30 this year for a 100 batting average. Nice round of applause for Roy. In one of the articles before this game, Roy said Hunter Pence would get probably a better reception than he would because Hunter was just traded during this season. It was his first time back, and because of the long time that it took for the trade to develop of Roy to Philadelphia last year, he just felt that's the way it would go. There's ball 1. And Roy made no secret of the fact that he was ready to move on.
Yeah, that probably contributes a little bit to it, too.
That's it. Carlos Lee to his left, diving and robbing Oswalt of hit number 100. Phillies get a run on 2 hits. They leave a man at third base, and they lead it 1-0 in the second.
Thank you to all the first responders out there that keep us safe in our local community. We really appreciate everything you do.
This is Clint Barnes of the Houston Astros. To all the troops overseas, thank you for giving us the freedom to play this great game of baseball.
And many of them are here tonight from the Houston area enjoying a baseball game. And they have seen the Phillies take a 1-0 lead. The Astros paying tribute to and thanking all the personnel in this area and elsewhere from Houston. Roy Oswalt was given that run of support in the top of the inning. He had a 1-2-3 bottom of the first. And Roy, last time out through his first 5 innings against the Atlanta Braves, had a no-hitter. Michael Bourne led off the 6th with a double to break it up. Carlos Lee's on a 5-game hitting streak. Takes ball 1 up. At 276, Carlos with 15 homers has 81 runs batted in. Carlos looks at another for a 2-ball, no-strike count. Carlos playfully joined the media group around Hunter Pence in front of the Phillies dugout during batting practice. .412 his last 13 games with 3 homers, driving in 11. Nice pace for Carlos. He stuck his bat in over the crowd gathered around Hunter and asked a question as if his bat was a microphone. 3 balls, no strikes. It's 3-1 now with Bogusevic on deck. Paredes due up third against Oswalt.
They've got a chance to put that bat to much better use right here on 3-1.
Ground ball to third. Martinez backed up, and it played him on through into left field. Lee's aboard. And Martinez trying to back up to get the hop. He failed to stop the ball.
Got to charge that ball.
Yep.
Backpedaling on a ball like that, you're asking for trouble. We saw it with Jimmy Paredes the other night in Washington. That one caught the edge of the grass and didn't come up for him, but you're just in a bad position backpedaling like that.
Ruled a hit.
Really?
That's what I said. He played that into a hit, but if I'm pitching, I don't think that's a hit. Brian Bogusevic, the batter. It's strike one, 285, 4 homers, 14 runs batted in for Bogusevic. In tight from Roy. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Actually, right-handed batters have a few points higher batting average against Oswalt this year than lefty hitters. Bouncer Oswalt. He throws and leads Rollins to the bag and then on to first. A 1-6-3 double play.
Just like that, the base runner erased. Oswalt flipping that ball over the base, leading Rollins perfectly to complete that double play.
Now it's Jimmy Paredes. Phillies are a fabulous defensive team. They have the best fielding percentage in the majors. That doesn't really capsulize everything they've done. Paredes showing bunt, takes ball one. 297, 2 homers, 15 runs batted in. You can make a lot of different things out of fielding percentage. They've made only 62 errors.
Well, year in, year out, the guys in the middle, up the middle of the diamond, the catcher Ruiz, Rollins, Utley, and Victorino in center. Very, very strong defenders.
They have allowed 26 unearned runs all year.
Goes hand in hand with that pitching too. They got the kind of pitching that can pitch around errors.
That's a good point, JD, and that is frequently the way it goes on good teams. The pitchers and the fielders work in concert with each other to keep the runs scored down against them.
Yeah, you know, you blew the ball with Halladay out there. He's probably going to get you a double play ball. Lee's going to strike everybody out.
Yeah. Popped up to Rollins. No runs a hit, nobody left after 2, 1-0 Phils.
He got caught off first base by outfielder Mondesi, but later hits a 2-run homer to help the Astro down Los Angeles 10-3. He made up for it.
You know what happened after Mondesi got him?
No.
People went, Raul.
1-0 lead for the Phillies. Jimmy Rollins leads it off in the third inning. He grounded out on the first pitch of the game. And Rollins takes ball one. Jimmy just returned from an injury. And as JD mentioned earlier, the Phillies have had their share of those this year. He looks at that one, and the count is 2 balls, no strikes on J-Roll. He was activated from the 15-day DL 4 days ago. He went on the disabled list August 22nd with a right groin strain.
Brownie, did you have Djokovic or Nadal in the U.S. Open pool?
Neither one, but let me guess. Those two played tonight already?
Yep.
I'm going with Joker.
You are correct, sir.
Oh, good.
You know your tennis.
Was it straight sets?
I don't know.
Okay. 3 balls and a strike. We'll delve into that a little later. Got to go with Nadal on clay, but this is the hard stuff here. So that's in the air on the infield, and Sanchez comes in behind the mound. We go to Patty Smith.
Well, on Heroes Night, one of our heroes from the Houston Police Department, Lewis Parker, is going to tell you about Fan Appreciation Night.
The Astros want to thank you for being the best fans in baseball. Join us Sunday, September 25th for Fan Appreciation Day. As a thank you for your continued support, a great prize will be given away every half inning to lucky fans in attendance. Visit Astros.com for tickets. Thank you.
Wow, you did an awesome job. I think maybe you've got a career in television here, Lewis.
Yeah.
I think I'll stick with law enforcement.
Well, you do a great job, and we appreciate it. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Patty. Ground ball from Victorino back to Myers. Took care of out number 2. 2 quick outs for Brett, and now it's Hunter Pence who lined the double off the glove of Bogusevic in the first inning. Hunter has found a very good home after the trade to the Phillies. He's fit in quite well with this club. It's a team that really gives a lot of effort, plays smart baseball, rides that outstanding pitching staff, and this team is going to be very difficult to beat in the postseason. But we said that last year.
Yeah, they're for me, they're the favorite in any series they play, regardless of who the opponent is, unless there's injuries between now and the postseason. But Yankees, Red Sox, Brewers, D-backs, whomever. Their pitching is just so good. They've got to be made the favorite in any one of those series.
I would Sales outside. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count to Hunter Pence. The Astros got minor league prospects. Jonathan Singleton, a power hitting first baseman. Right-handed pitchers Jared Cosart, Josh Zeid, and a player to be named later who turned out to be outfielder Domingo Santana for Hunter Pence in the trade.
He's looking like a very good young player.
Yes, he is. Yeah. Singleton put up very good numbers this season. Class A ball. Ground ball up the middle, and diving Sanchez cannot prevent that single from Pence. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Hunter has a .944 OPS since he put on a Phillies uniform.
Clearly, when you move into that environment, you're going to be energized. There's just no way getting around it. And people say, well, Hunter played hard here. He did, but it's a different level when you get into that environment, playing at a first-place club. As intense as he is, it ratchets up even a little bit more.
Ryan Howard had a very big series against the Astros to open the season in Philadelphia. It was 7 hits and 13 at-bats, including a homer and 6 runs batted in. Pence is going. Quintero's throwing the dirt. Safe. Pence steals it for his 8th of the year in 10 tries.
Again, a breaking ball in the dirt that Quintero had to handle. He makes another good, strong throw. But as Sanchez handles the hop and applies the tag up around the belt buckle, Pence able to slide in just ahead of the tag. This does create an open base situation now with Ryan Howard up there, so it's not always a base you want to see your guy steal if you're the manager. Fearful that Myers will now work around Howard.
Upstairs to Howard. 2 balls, no strikes to Ryan.
Will Weaver was not a big fan of the stolen base for that reason. He did not want to see the bat taken out of the hands of his RBI guys.
Earl was a big fan of 3-run homers.
He's kind of a money ball guy before people were talking about money ball. He didn't believe much in the bunt, didn't believe much in the stolen base. He wanted guys who walked, he wanted guys who hit home runs. Like this Philly club, he had some pretty good pitching stats over there in Baltimore, too.
Yeah. Line to left field. Martinez backing on it and reaches up and snags it on the warning track. And on the 3-0 count, Howard goes down to end the top of the 3rd inning with no runs a hit, and the man stranded. 1-0 Phillies.
Now giving back bottle caps can give returning vets a piece of the high life. Go to MillerHighLife.com for details. Guys.
Thanks, Greg. 1-0 Phillies. Jose Altuve leads it off, bottom of the 3rd inning. Altuve at 283 with 2 homers, has 12 runs batted in. He was 2 for 9 in the Washington series. Hit 176 on the road trip. Strike. Fastball from Oswalt gets him in front in the count. Oswalt does attack with that fastball. Breaking pitch hit in the air to center. 1 out.
He does, but he's been mixing his pitches well. He has been since the first batter of the game.
Sure has had a good mixture going. Greg?
Hey, baseball fans, Chevy is proud to support youth baseball leagues in your local community. If you'd like to learn more about Chevy Youth Baseball program, go to youthsportswired.com. If you'd like to learn more about baseball in general, don't forget, you can email us, Fox Sports Houston at yahoo.com with your questions. Tomorrow will be email day for JD and Brownie on the pregame show. We could use some good questions.
Oh, always, always. Humberto Quintero, a 252 hitter with 2 homers, has driven in 24. Taking ball 1 there from Oswalt. Over battery made squaring off.
See, and I think Q should have a good night then. That's my theory.
That's true.
Catch a guy for a long time. You're used to seeing his stuff. You have a pretty good idea how it moves, what it looks like. Still have to hit it.
1-1. Roy fell 1 win short of the all-time club record in victories in a career when he was traded. Joe Niekro still maintains that with 144. Ground ball. That one ran in on his hands, and he grounded it short for out number 2. We've seen Oswalt just mow down hitters and make quick work of lineups the way he's doing tonight so many times over the years. Time for a look at the Farmers Insurance report card now. And Philly starters lead baseball with 70 wins and a 2.87 ERA.
Yeah, and because of that, they've been basically slump proof this year. They've not really endured any long losing streaks.
Myers bangs one into right field. Hit number 2 for the Astros comes from their pitcher with 2 outs here in the 3rd.
Oswalt made a bid for a knock, but Carlos robbed it. Myers finds a hole.
This is 8th hit.
That takes the official score off the hook.
Yeah, it does.
Give Carlos a base hit on a ball that clearly could have been ruled an error. It was a good clean single. In the second half of the year, the Philadelphia Phillies have not lost more than 2 games in a row. They've had 3 2-game losing streaks, if you can call that a streak, and that's it.
Boy. Schaefer grounds it off his leg. Strike one. It is one fabulous collection of talent here in Philadelphia this year. 6 teams in Major League history have 5 straight playoff appearances. Atlanta had 14 in a row, as you know. The Yankees had 13 in a row. Starters, ERA, relief ERA 8th, 101 homers, second fewest, 8 blown saves, the fewest.
And the thing you have to remember, too, is that ballpark they play in is a good hitter's park.
Sure.
Citizens Bank in Philadelphia, the ball really jumps there.
Let's see. Schaefer hit with that one off his, that's
a shin burger.
Inside of the shin bone. And head athletic trainer Nate Lucero has come out.
That'll reduce a man to tears right there.
Oswalt has set Minute Maid Park records for starts, wins, strikeouts, innings pitched, ERA in his career in this ballpark.
If I'm Schaefer, I'm thinking, all right, this really hurts. Hamels tomorrow, Halladay Wednesday. That'll be time to shut this baby down for a couple days and let this heal. Hey, birthday shout out to Michael Savage, who's watching in Maine tonight. 32nd birthday. He's a big Astro fan. So happy birthday, Michael. Hope you're enjoying some nice end of the season blackberries up there. Ooh. Maybe some tomatoes still. I don't know. Might be a little late.
Might be seeing some black bears up there. Inside it, it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, that's the university's nickname, right? The Black Bears.
That's it.
Used to have a pretty good college baseball program. I don't know in recent years how they've done.
Haven't heard much from them, JD.
Yeah.
At one point, though, they were consistently in that College World Series.
Billy Swift pitched up there.
Ah, yes. 2 balls and a strike. Philly swept that 3-game series against the Astros to open the season. It's 3 balls and a strike, and they just won 3 of 4, as we were talking about, from Milwaukee. So that is a possible playoff preview. And they lost yesterday 3-2, but nonetheless it sent a strong message that they're going to be a difficult team to knock off in postseason play. They're 8-3 in September. They swept the Braves.
There. Well, Charlie Manuel's going to have an interesting decision to make. You have to assume it's Halladay, Lee, Hamels coming out of the gate in his postseason rotation. There's no guarantee, though, with Oswalt's history. If he's at top form, he may steal one of those starts. But if not, then the 4th spot, if needed. Is it Oswalt or is it the kid Worley who's pitched so well?
True. Speculation is ongoing about that right now. The people who have followed the Phillies all year. And a lot of people seem to think that Oswalt would get the nod over Worley, who's a rookie. Oswalt, the tested veteran of postseasons. Runner goes again.
I would think, as long as his stuff is good, if his starts heading into the postseason, his final couple of starts, if he looks good, I would think he would have the edge. He was probably their best pitcher after he joined them last year, even better than Halladay.
And 1.74 ERA with the Phils and a dozen starts. Runner going, and it's ball 4. Schaefer draws the walk. 2 men on, 2 outs for Sanchez now. First walk for Oswalt. He's walked just 29 in 113 innings.
A nice job there by Schaefer after fouling that ball off his shin. You know, that'd take a lot of guys out of an at bat. You just kind of lose your concentration. But he hung in there and was able to work the walk. He's still in pain. Yeah. Look on his face, he's still barking.
He very slowly left that batter's box for first base. Sanchez hit a fly ball to center earlier. Oswalt throws strike one. Roy 7-8 with a 3.72 ERA. He's had some tough luck along the way. In May he was 0-1 despite an ERA of 1.5. That's out to right field. Pence moving in. In the third inning for Houston, it's no runs, a hit, 2 men stranded. It's 1-0 Philly after 3.
Go to the top of the fourth, and that means it's trivia time. This is the AT&T trivia question. Phillies won't make it, but there are 2 teams in the Major League Baseball history to have 4 20-game winners. Name those 2 teams. As good as the Phillies pitching is, they can't do it. So, but it has been done twice, and I want to know who the 2 teams that have had 4 20-game winners the same year.
The Orioles did it in '71, I believe.
Yeah,
that is one.
Dobson, Cuellar, McNally, and
let's see,
Palmer.
Yeah, Palmer, right?
Palmer, Dobson, and McNally led. He had 21. The other 3 had 20. Now, who was the other team?
Wonder if the Indians did it
what
in
I'm thinking
the
of.
late '40s with Bob Feller and that group.
That would be a good guess, but it wouldn't be right.
Okay.
You have to go back further than that.
Spahn and Sane, no, they didn't do it. There were only 2 who really won that many.
For the 1907 New York Giants.
Not that far back.
Iron Joe McGinnity.
Not that. No, he won 40 by himself. No, not that far back.
Raul Ibanez ripped a double.
The dawn of the 20s.
Dawn of the 20s.
Okay. Some Yankees, maybe?
2 of the guys won over 20 and never won another game.
No way.
Yep.
What happened?
Well, if I tell you what team it was, you'll know. That may have been the clue right there.
Maybe the team fell off then. Okay.
No, didn't exactly.
Yankees.
Oh, the Black Sox.
That's it. Now, what year was that?
1919.
Well, what year did they 4 guys win 20?
We'll say 1918.
I'm going to... Let's just say it was the year after the scandal, because they hadn't been thrown out yet. So, what year is that?
1920. believe now, the question that was first presented to us didn't say anything about a year. He just said what 2 teams.
That's right. Well, that's true. That's why I rang the bell. Anyway.
Well, Ed Sickott was one of them, right?
He was one, and the other was Lefty Williams. They both won over 20 and never played in the big leagues again because that whole thing came down after the 1920 season.
Myers shows out Ibanez.
Who were the other guys?
Other guys were Red Faber, who led the way with 23, and Dickie Kerr from around here, 21. There you have the 2 teams, 1920 White Sox, 1971 Baltimore Orioles.
You know, they named a college after Red Faber.
Yeah, it was Animal House.
Yeah,
right.
Faber College.
Faber College after Red Faber. Yeah, that's good.
One out now. It's Ruiz batting next. He grounded out to shortstop in the 2nd inning. Myers trailing 1-0. He's allowed 4 hits, and he has just reached 1,600 innings pitched for his career with 3 1/3 with that last out. The 8th active player to reach 1,600 innings or more in the National League. Number 2 on that list is his mound opponent tonight, Roy Oswalt. 1-0 to Ruiz. This is the 3rd time in Myers' career he's faced the Phillies, his former club. Bouncer into right field. 5 hits for the Phillies. They've had hits in each of the 4 innings so far.
Ball splitting the hole there between Carlos and Altuve. Carlos leaned a little bit like he was going to go try to make a play, and then said, no, I'll go cover the bag in case my second baseman can handle it. And either way, it was going to be a knock.
Pete Orr drove in the run with a single to center field, then he stole a base. Strike 1 for Myers, who was with the Phillies from 02 through 09.
I feel obligated to point out every time we see Pete Orr that he's no relation to Bobby Orr, despite the name, the number, and the fact he's from Canada. Just a big fan.
That bears repeating. We haven't seen him since April. Throw down to first.
He's actually wearing number 5 now. He used to wear number 4. Yes, he did with the Braves.
He sure did.
Probably got tired of having to answer the question. You were number 4. Are you related to Bobby?
Could have been it. That one's off his leg, and it rolls out to Carlos Lee.
Now you can just say, no, but George Brett is my uncle.
Pete Orr in spring training was wearing number 60, J.D. Took a flying leap after this one hit him on the foot.
Ooh.
Top of the foot.
He and Jordan Schaefer can get together after the game.
Boy.
Commiserate.
Yeah, they'll be soaking in.
He's still limping.
This one hangs up for Jordan Schaefer in right center field. Bogusevic moving in as well. Schaefer handles out number 2. Myers with the Phillies from 02 through 09 was 73 and 63, and he was second. He still is second in Citizens Bank Park history with 28 wins there, and Oswalt leading in wins in this ballpark. So that's the interesting facet about this matchup tonight. Martinez the batter. He grounded out earlier. Phillies have won 6 of their last 7, and they've outscored their opponents 35-15 in those games. That's ball 1. The St. Louis Cardinals are leading after 6 at Pittsburgh 4-3. Cardinals are only 7-6 against the Pirates this year.
Well, and in September that has basically been drama-less, if there is such a word.
Yeah, starting to get a little.
Yeah, starting to make a little noise as the Cardinals creeping up on Atlanta a little bit in the wild card. Tampa Bay making a run at Boston. They're in complete panic mode over there in Beantown, which is kind of fun.
They play again in a few days too. Myers gets the comebacker and throws him out. It's no runs a hit and a man left. Middle of the 4th inning, 1-0 Phillies.
It's time now to introduce you to our next hero, Carol Williams from the Disabled American Vets, and she has an important message about the 9-inning lunch break. Carol?
Catch the 9-inning lunch break for the afternoon matinee game this Wednesday as the Astros host the Phillies at 1:05 p.m. Score a field box ticket and $20 in food and beverage credit for only $45. Visit Astros.com/value for tickets. I want to give a shout out to all our troops fighting in Afghanistan and Iraq. Thank you.
Well, very nice job. And Carol is out here with all kinds of people, guys, out on the concourse giving out information and just all kinds of good stuff out here honoring our heroes. Carol, thank you so much.
Thanks, Petty. J.D. Martinez fouls it. There's strike one in a 1-0 game. 5 hits for the Phillies, 2 for the Astros. Martinez struck out in the first inning against Oswalt. Roy has allowed a .289 batting average against him this year. Fastball is away, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. The Astros had the lead in all 6 games on their road trip, but they were 2-4 when the road trip came to an end yesterday afternoon in Washington. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, things went south in a hurry there yesterday. Henry Sosa got touched up for back-to-back home runs.
Steven Strasburg started and went 3 for Washington. Fouled away. It's still 1-2. The Astros have the best record against the Phillies in the National League since 2004. They've gone 30-19 against the Phils. In fact, they're the only NL club with a winning record against the Phillies in that span of time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But this is a club that's really a juggernaut, gaining all kinds of respect throughout the season. But many people expected the Phillies to be in this approximate area of 94 and 49, even before the season got underway with the talent that they had assembled. Doesn't always happen, but they have followed through to this point, building a 12-game lead.
Well, despite injuries in the bullpen, the bullpen has performed admirably throughout the season. Lidge down for most of the year. Madsen spent some time in the shelf. Contreras got hurt. The Bastardo kid stepped up and was really big for them for a good while.
Oswalt made 8 opening day starts for the Astros. That's a club record. Liner to right field. Hunter Pence over to right center. That will get by him and go to the wall. J.D. Martinez in with a double. His 11th of the year. Hit number 3 for the Astros.
Well, Roy threw a fastball by him, to strike him out in the first inning. This time he comes with a little slider out away from him. Didn't really do a whole lot. But a good swing by J.D. He's staying on that ball and hitting it the other way. Leadoff double. Got to cash it in.
Martinez in scoring position for Carlos Lee, who was credited with a single to left field on a bouncing ball hit by Martinez. Astros lead the league in doubles. Strike 1 to El Caballo. The 176 lifetime hitter against Oswalt coming into this game. Ground ball in the hole. Martinez reaches it. J.D. Martinez staying there, and it's Bogusevic coming up next.
Martinez showing Paredes-like range on that ball.
Yes, he did. Bogusevic bounced into a double play, hit the ball in 1 hop back to the pitcher. Ryan to left field. Ibanez with a late break. Now comes in, slides, got his glove on it, couldn't hold it. And throws into second base. Didn't get moving right away on that, and Bogusevic's at first with Martinez moving to third. Ruled a hit.
2 base hits tonight for the Astros on balls that should have been played. Talked about Martinez misplay, and now Ibanez with a bad break, and then the inability to finish. Still was in position to catch the ball off the end of his glove. If he gets it right there initially, he might have had a shot at JD at third. Would have been a close play, but still, that's good base running. Staying with the play, reading it, and then getting over there to third base with just one out.
Jimmy Paredes going to pop up the short, bouncer up the middle. Rollins, and a collision there as the run scores to tie the game 1-1. As Rollins and Orr collided.
Oswald's going to start looking for the full moon. Break out the Calliope.
Ruled a single. And an RBI for Paredes, his 16th.
Now right over the bag, so both guys in pursuit. Would have been difficult to get two with Paredes going down the line, but either way they could have. If one guy goes to the ball, the other guy goes to the bag, they probably get a force play.
Altuve's next. He hit a fly ball to center. All one upstairs. Each club with 5 hits and no errors now, and Altuve has a shot at giving the Astros the lead.
Kind of sniffing a base hit off one of the bags. That's complete the whole thing here.
The way this inning is going. Yeah. Quintero on deck. Phillies outscored the Astros in their 3-game sweep at Philadelphia 21-11. Ground ball to first. Howard going to second, and Rollins back to first. The ball gets by. And now Bogusevic will get back to third base. He came up the line a little bit. It's out number 2 on the 3-6 force play. And Altuve reaches.
Inside out on a fastball moving in on him. Howard gets the lead man there at second. The relay back to Oswalt. Would have been a close play, but he couldn't handle it anyway.
Ball rolled away. Bogusevic came up the line. And now it's Quintero.
It's the kind of play where, if at all possible, you want your first baseman to sprint back to the bag and handle that relay throw.
Q grounded out to shortstop earlier. He shoots this one fair up the right field line to give the Astros a 2-1 lead. Altuve turning for third. Dave Clark is going to stop him there on an RBI double for Quintero. 2-1 Houston. Quintero drives in his 25th with double number 12.
He took a shot at that bag.
Yeah, he did.
Attacking that first pitch fastball. Quintero shoots it right past Howard. He was well positioned. He was right there. Just could not react quickly enough to make a play on the ball. And Dave Clark just thrilled that Altuve stopped for him over there on that stop sign.
He's run through a couple.
He's blown through a couple.
Now Brett Myers.
Dave was well down the line too. He was ready to drop his shoulder and tackle the little guy if need be.
Myers single to right field in the third. Fouls that one for strike 1. 2 runs on 4 hits in the inning for Houston. If Myers comes up with another hit here, he's in a very favorable position. And he tries for one, but Orr is there to toss him out. And the Astros grab the lead with 2 runs, 4 hits, 2 men left after 4. It's 2-1 Houston.
to our military for help protecting our freedom.
Hello, I'm Mark Melanson with the Houston Astros. I want to say thank you to all the troops out there fighting for this wonderful country. Please come home safely. We appreciate your help.
And a very appreciative nation gathered, of course, yesterday and watched on TV. But the Astros were on the road in Washington, D.C., so this is their opportunity. First game back home from that road trip to pay a special thank you. Well, these fans have seen the Astros grab a 2-1 lead now with 2 in the 4th inning. Brett Myers will be facing Oswald leading off the 5th. Then Rollins and Victorino. As Myers tries to put together back-to-back wins for the first time this year.
As a pitcher, your favorite scenario typically is 8-9-1 leading off an inning. But this isn't so bad either when you got the pitcher starting things off. Get him out of the way, start the inning. Well, not really start the inning, but in your mind you feel like you should be able to get the opposing pitcher out, so you've got 1 out, nobody on when you face the top of the order.
Oswald hit the ground ball. Carlos Lee made a nice play diving to his left to retire Roy. There's strike 1. Astros staff ERA 3.38 since August 25th. He's 9th in the majors for the last 16 games. Big curveball comes in. And it's 0-2. Astros starters have a 3.15 ERA their last 16. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tomorrow at 7:05, it's Jay Happ and Cole Hamels. We'll have Astros live for you at 6:30. Wednesday's a 1:05 start for Bud Norris and Roy Halladay. Astros live at 12:30 Wednesday for that matchup. Oswald strikes out. Number 3 for Myers. Myers has surrendered 204 hits this year in 193 innings. Jimmy Rollins grounded out and he popped short. Myers 31 from Jacksonville, Florida. Grounded foul. The Phillies drafted him in the first round in '99 with the 12th overall pick that year. As they built their system with a lot of adept drafting, including the acquisition of this shortstop. Rollins was a 2nd-round pick in '96. Fly ball off the end of the bat carries out to Schaefer in center. 2 down. Now it's Victorino. Now Victorino came from the Dodgers in the Rule 5 draft in December of '04. There was a scout who had been with the Dodgers at the time when we were on the West Coast, JD, talking about Victorino, and he said the deal was Victorino and his dad flew from Hawaii. He was born in Maui to Los Angeles for a tryout, and the deal was if the Dodgers signed him, we'd pick up the tab. If not, they'd pick up the tab for the flight. They signed him. There's ball 1. But he said when we looked at him in that tryout before the draft, he had all kinds of talent. He outran everybody, but he was pretty raw for baseball because he played all the sports. So good projections on the part of the Dodgers.
Well, that's teams used to take flyers on athletes hoping they could teach them to hit, and a lot of times that blows up on you.
2 balls and a strike.
When I was a minor leaguer with the Yankees, we had a kid, his name escapes me now, but he was a high round draft pick. He was a big kid, big strong kid, he could run and just looked like a tremendous athlete. He couldn't hit a lick. Didn't make it out of A-ball.
3 balls and a strike. Well, Victorino actually was taken in the Rule 5 pick by San Diego first, and then he was returned to the Dodgers. And another Rule 5 pick took him to Philadelphia. 1 hopper, speared. Altuve off balance throw, gets him. Sharply hit ball. Altuve turns it into out number 3 with a brilliant play to the backhand side, making it a 1-2-3 fifth for Myers and a 2-1 lead for Houston.
tonight, and these two guys were part of the first pitch. They got to participate in that. To my right, Commander Eric Gleason from the U.S. Coast Guard and Captain Anthony Four from the U.S. Air Force. Both these guys medal winners. I'm going to start with Commander Gleason, an air medal for heroism for a rescue. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
When Hurricane Katrina ravaged the Gulf Coast, rescued 70 people in Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama.
You make it sound like it's no big deal.
Well, myself and 50 other folks, like my gentleman here to my right, participated, and we rescued over 30,000 people that week.
And Captain Four, you have 5 times Air Medal Award winner for a lot of different things. Tell us a little bit about what you've done.
Yes, ma'am. We were responsible for being a quick med evacuation for troops in Iraq and different areas of the world who needed emergency help in a very quick and tight moment. So we were on call for a long time, and I learned a little bit of German while I was doing it too. So it was pretty fun, and very, very, very blessed to have helped the guys on the ground and to do all I can to help them.
Well, I know you're a local kid too, grew up here in Houston, so I know it was probably quite an honor for you to come home. I grew up an Astros fan and throw out that first pitch.
Oh, yes, ma'am. That was a dream come true, and I was just excited to be here, and thank you for your hospitality.
Well, you guys are awesome. You make me feel a little insignificant standing here with all that you do, but we appreciate everything, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Patty. You're never insignificant. Here's the first pitch from the 9.
Yeah, we were a little nervous. We thought maybe the first responders would have to respond. Chance for somebody to get a bloody nose there, but everybody came out of it okay. It's like musical chairs. Somebody's tripping. We've got 1 ball left, and I'm not sure where it's supposed to go.
Now Oswalt gets the first 2. Schaefer and Sanchez on balls hit to the second baseman. There's ball 1 to J.D. Martinez, who doubled to right center and then came around to score the tying run. He's 1 for 2. Fouling it back, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count to J.D.
Oswalt typically very efficient, and that has been the case tonight. 62 pitches to this point in the ball game.
2-1. Phillies have won 20 of their last 26 road games. Now it's 3 balls, 1 strike. They have pitched 20 shutouts this year. Line into right field. Martinez has gone to the right of second base for both of his hits tonight. He's 2 for 3.
After that double the other way, it looked like Oswalt was trying to work him inside, though not with 4 seamers, but just trying to turn the ball, trying to throw a little runner, sinker, or something in there. I don't know if it's a changeup or what, but trying to throw something with movement on the inner half, and JD able to fight it off.
Carlos Lee is 1 for 2. He visited a firehouse today. There's strike 1 to Carlos. He went to firehouse number 45 on North McCarty to visit with the firemen there. Several other players went to different firehouses, and they went to the firehouse corresponding to their uniform numbers.
You know, Rex Jones' son Jeremiah is a fireman.
Forgot about that.
Rex, longtime trainer here with the Astros. Jeremiah out there getting it done.
Yes, he is. High to left field. Let's see how far this Carlos Lee drive goes. They're getting up in the boxes. That's a 2-run homer. Number 16 for El Caballo. And the Astros lead grows to 4-1 as Lee drives in a couple to give him 83 runs batted in. That one into the Landry's Crawford boxes on an 0-2 count.
Two breaking ball that stayed up and over the middle of the plate. He didn't crush it, hit it high, but hit it in the right part of the ballpark.
He waited for that curveball.
A little angry fastball there, and I could just read Oswalt's mind the way this night is unraveling for him with the missed plays, and then that ball not all that well hit, but he certainly knows the nature of this ballpark. You can bemoan your luck, but still wasn't a good pitch on 0-2.
That was the 9th home run allowed by Oswalt this year. about 115 innings.
Just got started firing it.
Yes, he did, and he struck out Bogusevic. That's number 2 for Oswald, but the Astros tallied 2 runs on 2 hits. Their lead is 4-1 after 5.
To you by Jack in the Box, by AT&T, by Hewlett-Packard, and by Gullo Automotive, treating you like family.
It's 4-1. Brett Myers and the Astros leading. Hunter Pence is in the box, hitting a ground ball to shortstop. Angel Sanchez fielding it, throwing him out for 1 pitch. First out in the 6th inning. Pence now 2 for 3 tonight. Myers got Rollins on the first pitch, leading off the ball game. Now it's Howard. Howard struck out, and he, on a 3-0 pitch, lined out to left. Infield is shifted around for Howard. Jimmy Paredes is playing third and shortstop right now.
A lot of responsibility, young man.
Strike 1 to Howard. Always good to see the Phillies guys. We've not seen them since early April. Talking to the broadcasters, people on their club. And they were talking about the value of Ryan Howard to this ball club before the game tonight. No balls, 2 strikes. And he's down on strikes. Myers dazzles him with slow stuff. That's strikeout number 4.
Kind of with a curveball to end the first inning. And right back to it here. It's kind of been the pitch for Myers in recent starts. Had a very good one against Pittsburgh. Likewise in his start at San Francisco.
Raul Ibanez hit a double very well to left center in the 2nd and came around to score. He grounded back to Myers then his 2nd time up. Strike 1 to Ibanez. 3rd year on a 3-year contract with the Phillies. All 3 have been productive for Raul.
Very streaky. An older guy's been around a long time. He'll go into a horrific slump and you'll think, well, that's the end of the line for Ibanez, and then he'll just go on a tear for a month. So, no, he's fine.
He's 39 now. Third ball is working again for Myers, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike.
I believe it was a recent Sports Illustrated poll that voted like the player's favorite.
Okay.
Like the best guy award or something to that effect. Who do you want to be teammates with? The best guy in the game.
Inside for ball 2. 2-2 to Ibanez. Cardinals hanging on to a 4-3 lead at Pittsburgh after 7. Kyle Lowe started. McClellan came in for the 7th. Brad Lincoln started for the Pirates. Albert Pujols hit his 35th homer. Cardinals are making it more interesting now in that wild card.
They sure are.
They're 4.5 games behind Atlanta.
They trail the Marlins 4-3, middle of the 7th.
Atlanta is 8-1 in that season series against Florida. There's a 2-out walk.
The Cardinals apparently have reached an agreement with Chris Carpenter on a 2-year extension. $21 million, I believe, is the number.
Okay. There's the wild card. Atlanta is now faltering. Its lead down to 4.5 over St. Louis. Ineffective pitching lately for the Braves.
Kind of like the Red Sox in that they've had a lot of injury issues with their pitching staff. But the Braves certainly have relied on their pitching more than the Red Sox all summer long.
Ball 1 to Ruiz. He's 1 for 2. Tampa Bay 5, Baltimore 2 after 7 in Baltimore. Matt Wieters hit his 18th for the Orioles. And that Tampa Bay club now has narrowed things in the wild card race. With Boston's lead down to 3.5, as you may have noticed. After Tampa Bay just almost embarrassed the Red Sox by sweeping them. Blew them out yesterday.
Yeah, they've got this. The Rays have this 3-game set with Baltimore. Then they move into Boston for 4. And then they go to New York for 4. They finish at home with 3 with the Jays and then 3 with the Yankees. So it won't be easy.
No.
But they got their shot against the Red Sox anyway. I guess when you get to this stage of the season, that's all you hope is you can get enough matchups with the team you're chasing and have a chance to run them down.
True. We were reading today that Josh Beckett's going to try to make it back next weekend in that series against Tampa Bay. Red Sox pretty banged up pitching staff right now. And guys like John Lackey, he's pitching hurt and not pitching well with an ERA over 6. Lester took his lumps. Not a good situation for the Sox right now. In the air to center, backing up Schaefer a few steps. For the 3rd out with no runs, no hits, and a man stranded in the 6th inning. The Astros lead the Phillies 4-1.
Time now to introduce you to a couple more heroes. These are actually the families of a hero in Kuwait. I've got Gabe, I've got Lucy. Gabe, tell us about Reckless Kelly.
Reckless Kelly joined the Astros Thursday, September 22nd for an exclusive Reckless Kelly CD release date for the CD. It's presented by Budweiser. You purchase your tickets for this package at astros.com/reckless. for game tickets and access to the pregame acoustics concert and a copy of the Reckless CD to follow.
All right, well, you did awesome. And I know Christine, your daughter-in-law Lucy, is watching in Kuwait. She's got the sign she's holding up. So, Christine, thank you for all you are doing. Your family loves you. Guys.
Hello, Kuwait. Altuve, the batter now.
Like Larry King there, Brownie.
Well, it's about time to break out Larry King. Paredes was thrown out by Howard to Oswald. Altuve is 0 for 2. Foul back, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. 4-3 Marlins over the Braves in Atlanta. Bottom of the 7th inning. Beachy started that game for Atlanta, giving up 4 runs in 5 1/3. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Freddie Gonzalez has been going hard to that hard-throwing bullpen of his. And you look at things like that in September and wonder how much a young guy might have left come playoff time. He's been pitching 70, 75 times and hadn't done that before in his career. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Obviously, they would prefer to clinch a playoff spot as soon as possible so you can back those guys off a little bit. But you can't think that way. You can't think about, I got to save this guy for the postseason. You got to make sure you get there. Pirates have dropped one on the Cardinals in the 8th to tie that ball game. I love Big Poppy's comments in Boston. It's absolutely time to panic.
Ground ball to short. Didn't see that. 2 outs. That's good stuff. He's having some fun with it. Quintero with his RBI double to right in the 4th inning is 1 for 2. The Astros scoring twice there, and he gave them the lead.
We've often wondered, players always say it's not time to panic, it's too early to panic. Now we know when it's time to panic.
In September, that's a good time.
When your lead is shrinking by the day. You've lost 5 in a row.
Jeff Neiman's pitching well for Tampa Bay at Baltimore. This one goes to left field as Quintero gets his 2nd hit of the night.
See that? It's the old battery mate theory coming through.
It is tonight.
Get research on that.
That's your theory, and you're sticking with it.
I'm going to go with the catcher facing pitchers that he has caught in more than 25 ball games. His batting average against that pitcher will be 30 points above his normal.
You're pretty safe with that one, probably.
Given you've got to have X number of at bats, you've got to have enough body of work to support it.
Okay.
But nobody can check me on it, so I'm going to go with it. Boots has got it over there.
Yeah.
I'm going to be rifling through years worth of scorebooks.
You stayed pretty safe with that 30 points. Myers with a ground ball. Diving Rollins got his glove on it. It trickles out into left field. And Myers gets his 2nd hit of the ball game. Quintero to 2nd with the 2-out rally.
Oswalt has not had his best stuff. I mean, he's given up some cheap hits tonight, but clearly does not have his best stuff either. Just 2 strikeouts.
Roy has thrown 82 pitches, 60 have been strikes. 2nd multi-hit game this year for Myers, both against the Phillies.
And I shouldn't say he doesn't have his best stuff tonight, but his best command, maybe catching a little bit too much of the plate at times.
Now Schaefer has this 2-out RBI opportunity and shoots one foul.
Pretty much right down the middle. That's just, I've seen him do that a lot though over the years. Just a willingness to throw the ball over the middle of the plate.
10 hits for the Astros. Myers had 2 hits in his first start at Philly on opening day there against Halladay. Now another 2-hit game, so Myers for the year has 9 hits. Pulled up the right field line, but it hooks foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count.
Congratulations.
Absolutely.
He got smacked.
Myers has tied Wandy Rodriguez for the hit lead on the Astros pitching staff with 9. Tigers 7, White Sox 2. Bottom of the 5th inning in Chicago. Rick Porcello on the mound for Detroit. Line and caught by Rollins. To end the 6th inning, no runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. 4-1 Houston.
Okay. Participated with the Houston Fire Department, and they did their 2011 Astros Adopt a Firehouse program. This particular one I actually went to with Jason Bourgeois. No, they didn't make him his own jacket. There was actually a firefighter there whose name was Bourgeois, and ironically enough, they had another one there whose name was Michael Bourne, so it was almost, it was just very fitting, and it was just a lot of fun. But Jason was able to tour the firehouse, meet with the guys. He just kind of hung out and talked to them, and ultimately presented them with a framed autographed jersey as a thank you for their service to the Houston community. So it was pretty cool because each player, like I said, Jason, number 11, went to Firehouse number 11. Matt Downs went to number 16. Clint Barmas went to number 12. Carlos Lee to number 45. Durker even went out to 49. So it was a great day this morning out there, and this program is just something that is very near and dear to the hearts of the Houston Astros and the fans. Bill?
It's the 3rd year in a row they've done that, and yeah, to see how enjoyable it was for everybody who took part in that. Michael Schwimmer's warming up in the bullpen for the Phillies. The pitcher spot comes up 3rd. And here's Pete Orr leading it off in the 7th inning. 4-1 Houston, 10 hits to 5 in favor of Houston. Brett Myers gave up an RBI single to Orr in the 2nd inning. He's 1 for 2. And there's strike 1.
How about that, though? He shows up at the firehouse and there's a guy named Bourgeois there.
That's crazy.
I mean, one thing if his name is Jones.
Yeah.
Or Brown.
Doesn't happen every day, does it? Yeah, he was kind of interested in that whole development. No balls, 2 strikes. No relation, he said. Washington 3, New York 2 after 8. Detweiler started for the Nationals against Dickey. There's the catch. Nope. Short hop play. Carlos to Brett Myers. On the backhand side, he short hopped it for out number 1.
Good job there by Myers staying with the play. A lot of times you anticipate that the ball is going to be caught on the fly, or you think it's caught on the fly, and you don't break, and it costs you, especially when you got a guy like Orr who can run a little bit down the line. But Myers stayed with the play. Carlos has had a couple very nice plays over there tonight.
Sure has.
Been a very solid game for the Astros in all phases.
Well, you know, JD, going back to what you said about the Jones, there was one firefighter who says, "Oh, I can't even participate. I'm just a Smith." And I said, "Oh, no. Yes, you can. I'm a Smith." So he got all excited, and he and I hung out the rest of the day.
Did you get to wear his jacket?
No, but we took some pictures together.
Numbers on Brett Myers there as he faces Martinez, who's 0 for 2. Martinez came in the Rule 5 draft to the Phillies last December. There's strike 1. Pretty good Rule 5 pick For the Phillies, he's a guy who's versatile, can be plugged in at different spots. But he didn't figure to get much playing time with his club. However, with the injuries, things have really necessitated using the bench players quite a bit this season for Charlie Manuel.
Well, if you're the situation the Phillies are in, if you're going to take a kid in the Rule 5 drafts, you better be somebody that can help you out a little bit.
This goes out to Schaefer in center.
You know, a team that doesn't figure to be in contention could take a guy in the Rule 5 draft, keep him on the club all year, just because you want to keep his rights and not really use him a whole lot. But you can't afford, if you're in a pennant race or figure to be in the postseason, to waste a roster spot.
Yeah, it's Oswalt coming up. He had a ground ball, and Carlos Lee smothered it with a dive and got him out in the second inning. Then he struck out in the fifth. Roy fouls it for strike one. Phillies are in a grind. They're playing 33 games in the last 31 days of the season. A doubleheader coming up Thursday this week. One ball, one strike, and then another one. So it's a makeup time for the Phillies. They had back-to-back postponements at home. Ground ball, and Sanchez moves to his right. Throws out Oswalt to make it a 1-2-3 7th inning. 4-1 Astros. God bless America is coming.
Gentlemen, as part of this season's Home Sweet Home program, the Astros and Budweiser are pleased to welcome to tonight's game service members who have recently returned home from overseas deployment. Welcome home, gentlemen. Now, please raise your American flags in honor of all those lost on September 11th, 2001, as well as the unwavering commitment of men and women who protect our country's freedom, as we join Army veteran and Astros favorite Joe Prince for the singing of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide with foam, God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Really enjoying their 7th inning stretch. The Astros have amassed a very good hit total of 10 so far through the first 6 against Roy Oswalt, the former Astro. And the Phillies had the 1-0 lead after the top of the second against Brett Myers. He has stiffened, and he has really been doling out the hits since that second inning when they got 2. He gave up 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. And Myers has pitched 7 strong innings tonight against his former club. Now it's a high chopper, and there goes Martinez up high to get it. And throw out Sanchez here. 1 pitch, 1 out for Oswalt in the bottom of the 7th inning. Sanchez 0 for 4.
Martinez showing some pretty good ups there.
Yes.
It's going to be a base hit. Brings it off that dirt in front of home plate. Perfectly timed jump there by Martinez, and then the toss across the diamond for the first out.
Now there's strike 1 to J.D. Martinez. Roy going with a fastball. J.D. is 2 for 3 in this game. He's been hitting some of the breaking stuff Roy's been throwing up there. Pirates got 3 in the home 8th inning. They lead the Cardinals 6-4. And that one smacked into center field. 3 straight hits for Martinez off Oswalt.
Struck him out swinging through a high fastball his first at bat, similar to the one he got for strike 1 here, but then he came back downstairs with a 2-seamer. And JD hits it sharply up the middle. 3 straight knocks. Very nice night for JD.
He's on for Carlos Lee, who lofted one into the Landry's Crawford boxes for a 2-run 5th inning homer. He is 2 for 3. And strike 1 for Oswalt. He was allowed to bat and make the final out in the top of the 7th inning. Phillies had the bullpen going. They had a late night last night. Hit by the pitch. Carlos shaking his left hand.
Roy trying to argue that it hit the bat. Tim Welke, the home plate umpire, said, no, got hand.
Carlos really in pain from that one. It's the 3rd time he's been hit this year. 5th hit batsman for Oswalt. Head athletic trainer Nate Lucero trying to do what he can for Carlos Lee. He's walking up the first base line. In 08, he was hit in August, went on the disabled list with a broken left pinky. Might have gotten it in about that same spot this time. We'll see. Yeah, it is the pinky again. Now 2 on, 1 out, and it's Bogusevic batting. He's 1 for 3. He looks at ball 1. Cubs are blistering the Reds at Cincinnati 12-5 in the middle of the 8th inning with a barrage of home runs. Ramos Ramirez hit his 25th. Brandon Phillips has a pair for the Reds. Foul back, and it's 1-1. Devin Mesoraco hit his first. He's been doing the catching, and he is the catcher of the future in Cincinnati.
Is that like the chef of the future?
Probably.
Remember that bit? Well,
yeah.
Jackie Gleason?
Yeah. 11 hits for Houston off Oswalt. It's a 1-ball 2-strike count. Cole Hamels having quite a year. He's up tomorrow night.
Well, it's been effective when he throws his fastball up tonight. He just hasn't gone to it that often. It's a swing and miss pitch, and He likes to pitch to contact. He likes to throw his running fastball and his changeup, his slow curve.
Runner takes off for third. Here's the throw, and it's offline. J.D. Martinez makes it to third base. Lee stayed at first. The wild pitch.
It's a good time if you're going to gamble to get to third base. Do it with one out. That's when you get the advantage.
Now a 2-2 count. So from there he could score on a fly ball. He could score on a wild pitch, a pass ball, any number of things.
You don't want to take chances of no outs.
That's out to second base, and they go for the force play. And now relay to first, not in time, and he scores on a force play to make it 5-1 Houston. Bogasevic picks up RBI number 15. Martinez, who had taken third on the wild pitch, scores on the force play.
That's what we were talking about. Bogasevic reaches out for that curveball and pulls it to the second baseman, and Bogey got a nice break out of the box. He knew what was at stake, hustling down the line to beat the double play, get the RBI, and pad the lead.
Now 5-1, and Jimmy Paredes, who has the RBI single to shortstop in the fourth inning, 1 for 3. Looks at ball one. Oswalt is at 86 pitches for the night. No, 96 pitches, 70 have been strikes. Ball leaves the count at 1-1 to Paredes. The Astros have scored just 27 runs in 9 games in September coming into this game tonight. So a very good offensive night for them with 5 runs on 11 hits. Taking that one, Paredes looks at ball 2, and it's 2-1. Cole Hamels brings an ERA of 2.60 to the mound tomorrow night against former Philly Jay Happ. Hamels is 14-7 in his 28 starts. He's allowed a batting average of 207. Joe Blanton is warming up in the Phillies bullpen. Bogey took off and then he stopped. 3 balls and a strike. Blanton, who was in the rotation earlier this year, got hurt. He was the number 5 starter with this quartet of terrific pitchers in front of him. Didn't he make the cover of Sports Illustrated? Along with the other 4.
Yeah, Blanton's a pretty solid pitcher. That's what Worley did. Of course, Blanton was hurt. So now Blanton finds himself in the bullpen.
Walk number 2 for Oswalt. And now the call goes out. We'll see if Roy stays in this game without Tubic coming up next. 101 pitches for Oswalt. Altuve is 0 for 3. Arizona and the Dodgers are warming up for their game at Dodger Stadium. First place D-backs going against Ted Lilly tonight. And the Dodgers have been playing well. That's strike 1.
Yeah, Dodgers have gone all the way back to just 1 game below 500.
Fly ball out to right center field. Victorino goes for it. He winds up with it in his glove to end the 7th inning. The Astros added their lead by scoring a run on 1 hit, leaving 2. They're up 5-1. Our leaders of the game is brought to you by United, proud to fly the Houston Astros. Brad Myers in this game has surrendered 1 run, so he's now allowed 3 earned runs in his last 3 starts combined.
Yeah, and those first 2 previous starts, I should say, were San Francisco and Pittsburgh, 2 teams really struggling to score runs. But this is the Phillies. And they have plenty of firepower, so. Red hot right-hander on our hands right now, Brownie.
Yes, sir. And he established the curveball early again, as he did in his last start when he was so effective at Pittsburgh. Jimmy Rollins is 0 for 3. It just seems like he's had a good mix going to keep these Phillies hitters off balance tonight. He's walked only 1. He struck out 4.
And that's what all those curveballs do for you. You guys taking 86-mile-an-hour fastballs right down the middle because they're aware of that breaking pitch.
Yeah. Punched on a line to left field. Martinez over to field the single from Rollins. Phillies stir it up here in the 8th inning by getting the leadoff man on, followed by Victorino.
The one thing if you're Brad Mills you don't want to see happen is have this one get away. So nobody throwing in the Astros pen right now, but one more base runner, and I suspect somebody will start to toss.
Victorino is struck out, grounded out to the pitcher, and another ground ball fielded very well by Altuve. Victorino takes strike 1. Double play depth for Sanchez and Altuve. And this one's in the air up the right field line, headed for foul ground. Dragicevic watching this sail. It went a long way. That's just foul. Victorino stirred up the fans a little bit with that foul.
Yeah, this is what we talked about earlier with him. He sneaks up on you because he's not a real big guy, but he's got legitimate pop.
Fly ball goes to left. J.D. Martinez playing out number 1. The thing Myers has not allowed the Phillies to do, bunch their hits in this game. Ibanez had a leadoff double in the 2nd. 1 out later he scored on an Orr single, but after that he's given up just 3 singles after the 2nd inning. Hunter Pence has 2 of their 6 hits, a double to right in the 1st. A single past the shortstop in the 3rd. He stole a base after that. And there's strike 1. Hunter and Royals, well, 2 of the Astros who have had multiple all-star appearances with Houston and then gone on to play with the Phillies as well, including Turk Farrell, who was with the Phillies earlier, and then Joe Morgan. Foul ball makes it no balls, 2 strikes.
I'm having a hard time picturing Joe Morgan in a Philly uniform.
Played for them 83 maybe. I think it was the year they were in the playoffs. Okay. Yeah, he was late in his career. I don't believe it was his last year, but it was close to the end. He came back to Houston in 80 and won that playoff game. But it was after that. No balls, 2 strikes. Tonight in Seattle, Mariano Rivera will look to set the all-time save record. I think he could tie it tonight, but maybe in that series could set the record. Trevor Hoffman throw down first base, runner back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rivera first came up in '95. 16 years later.
Caddying for John Wetland back then.
Oh, that's right. Yep. He could get number 600 tonight. Hoffman's record is 601. It's 2-2.
Well, you were spot on, Brownie. Joe Morgan was a Philly in 1983. Played almost every day for him, too.
Did he?
Yeah, at 230 in 123 games. In the next year, he was in Oakland. That's where he finished his career.
Okay. Runner going. Bouncer up the middle. Altuve has to play it to first. Rollins into second, 2 outs.
This time he fools Pence, has him out in front of that breaking ball. And now Ryan Howard steps up for the third time with a man in scoring position. So far he's done nada.
Strikeout, a line drive to left, and a strikeout. Jair Jurgens might be missing the rest of the year for the Braves. The right knee injury. Tommy Hansen's trying to get back. He's trying to pitch in an instructional league game within the next week. Well, that's a difficult feeling for Freddie Gonzalez here. At the end of the year, the Braves had such a big lead in that wild card race. Now pitching injuries have really mounted, and there's not a whole lot they can do. 104 pitches for Myers, except hope Hansen could get healthy and come back, and the other guys turn it around. 2 balls, no strikes.
Just got to patch it together. Hudson Lowe, those youngsters, whatever it takes. Don't panic, Freddie. Still have a little cushion. Still in good shape.
Curveball.
He's had no chance on that curveball tonight.
Boy. 2-1. He threw it on 2-0. Ground ball rolls out to Altuve, who's out in right field. And he throws him out. No runs ahead and a man left. Phillies are 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Houston leads at 5-1.
Final hero of the night representing the fire department. This is Linda and Luke Richards. Their daddy is, or Luke's daddy is a firefighter fighting some fires in Magnolia Brine, and she's going to tell us about the MLB app. Go ahead, Linda.
Follow the Astros with the MLB.com @Bat 11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @Bat to 31826 or visit Astros.com for details.
All right, good job. We got to make sure you get a good look at this little firefighter suit. Linda told Luke that it's Heroes Day, so this is what he wanted to wear, and I got to tell you, he looks adorable. Bill?
He's a good-looking little guy, isn't
Yeah, he does. It's well turned out tonight.
Got a Halloween cover.
Joe Blanton is our call to the pen, brought to you by Verizon Wireless. Blanton was in the starting rotation earlier this year. He's made 6 starts, a 1-2 record, a 5.50 ERA. This will be his first relief appearance.
And 6 starts for Blanton. Elbow problems. The reason why he spent a bulk of the year, the bulk of the year, on the disabled list.
Humberto Quintero's the batter. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI. Jason Michaels on deck. Mark Melanson in the bullpen. Arch is right on ball 1.
That's Blanton's best pitch right there. That hard down-breaking slider. It's a good put-away pitch on 0-0. You're not going to get many to swing at it. Q, one of the more aggressive hitters, so he'll chase that ball on occasion. But Q's seen it well tonight.
Oswalt in 7 innings allowed 11 hits, 5 runs, walking 2, fanning 2, and hitting a batter.
Q probably telling Tim Wilkie that very thing. I'm going to swing at that tonight. I'm locked in.
Blanton was just activated from the DL a week ago. Phillies starting pitchers go so deep into games. Guys like Blanton can sit out there in the bullpen and rot for a while. He's 1-2 with 6 starts with those numbers.
He's had a solid career. Came up with the A's. 5 double-digit win seasons in his career. Let's change up there. And here goes Q again.
3 hits tonight for Quintero. And it's Jason Michaels pinch hitting for Myers now.
Blanton does a nice job typically mixing up his pitches. He gives you a lot of different looks: fastball, slider, cutter, curveball, change. And he'll use them all.
Michaels comes up in this pinch hitting role with a 201 average. The former Philly with 2 homers has 10 runs batted in. He's had 154 at bats. He's 8 for 44 pinch hitting. Pops it up. Martinez calling and catching for out number 1. Myers in 8 innings allowed 6 hits, 1 run, walking just 1, fanning 4. And he's in line for win number 5 of the year.
Guys will tell you, yeah, I don't get up for my old team, no big deal, but it feels awfully good, I'm sure, to Myers. This is his 3rd start against the Phillies, and he's been very good in all 3 of them. 7 innings twice, allowing 2 runs each time, and then this one tonight of 8 innings and 1-run baseball.
Jordan Schaefer fouls it. There's strike 1. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. Blanton was a first-round pick of Oakland in 2002. Last year he opened on the disabled list, wound up winning 9, losing 6 with a 4.82 ERA. Phillies got him in a trade in 2008. No balls, 2 strikes to Joe Blanton to Jordan Schaefer. Detroit is pounding the White Sox 14-2 after 6 in Chicago. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Tigers looking for their 10th consecutive win.
They have the best record in the majors since August 19th, 19-4. 2-2. And they've averaged 6.1 runs in that period of time. So Detroit now creeping up, and it's going to be interesting for home field advantage in the American League in the playoffs. Schaefer's down on strikes. That's out number 2 for Blanton. See, the Tigers with a win tonight would be 85-62. The Yankees are 88-57. Well, the Tigers could overtake New York for the best record in the American League when all is said and done. Angel Sanchez 0 for 4. And the way it is right now, they would take on the Red Sox if they did that. In the first round, there's ball 1 to Sanchez. Phillies have Ibanez, Ruiz, and Orr due up in the 9th. Florida 4, Atlanta 4. They're in the top of the 9th in Atlanta. Bouncer short. Rollins comes in for it. There's the flip to Orr for the 4th play to win. The Astros 8. 5-1 Houston, moving to the 9th.
This is Wesley Wright with the Houston Astros. I just want to say thank you to all you guys out there that serve our country both locally and abroad. We appreciate your sacrifice.
This is Fernando Rodriguez from the Houston Astros. I just want to say thank you to the first responders of the Houston area. Appreciate everything you've done for us.
Inning number 9 has arrived. And a special salute, of course, to the folks in uniform tonight. They have watched the Astros take on Roy Oswalt and tag him with 11 hits and 5 runs in 7 innings, build the lead, and now Brett Myers has left the game after 8 excellent innings of work, and it's Mark Melanson coming in for the 9th with the 4-run lead. JD.
Yeah, Mark worked an inning yesterday in Washington. He had not worked in a few days prior to that outing. So a chance to sharpen things up a little bit yesterday and now come in here to protect this lead. Not a safe situation, but got to get 3 big outs to post a W for the Astros, coming off a 2-4 road trip, facing the likes of Oswalt, Hamels, and Halladay in this series. So you're never sure what you're going to get. So nice to have a chance to put this one away here in the 9th.
His last 4 outings have brought 3 saves and just the work yesterday, but 4 scoreless innings, 3 1/3 rather, for Melanson in those last 4 outings. And now as he tries to get these final 3 outs for Myers' 5th win of the year, it's Ibanez leading it off. He doubled to left center and scored the Phillies run in the 2nd. Then he grounded out and he walked. Final in from Baltimore, Tampa Bay 5, the Orioles 2. So the Rays keep the pressure on for the wild card with Jeff Neiman of Rice University pitching well and getting win number 10. Giving up 2 runs in 7 2/3 innings.
Red Sox are idle tonight. Tampa Bay pulls within 3 games of Boston.
The Rays at one point were down by 10 games. They whacked off 7. Ibanez looks at ball 1. They've made a nice climb. And the Rays hold a 9-5 edge in the season series with the Red Sox. They meet in a 4-game series starting Thursday at Fenway.
Hellickson, Shields, Neiman, and Price scheduled to pitch in that series for the Rays.
The Rays have been doing it with their pitching. They are offensively challenged. Boy, they've been really putting together the games on the mound. 2 balls, 1 strike. San Diego and San Francisco just getting underway at San Francisco with lefty Eric Surkamp going for the Giants tonight. Pittsburgh dealt St. Louis a setback 6-5 with 3 in the 8th inning. Marcus Zepchinski was the loser. Damaging loss for the Cardinals. 3 balls and a strike.
Bullpen's been a problem for St. Louis all year.
Jason Grilli got that win. Albert Pujols hit his 35th home run in a losing cause, and it was save number 37 for Joel Hanrahan of the Buccos. They avoided their 81st loss, trying to avoid a 19th straight losing season. There's a leadoff walk to Ibanez. 2nd walk of the game for Astros pitching.
Full time Ibanez.
There's been one day the Phillies have not been in first place, April 26th. Ruiz the batter. Ruiz is 1 for 3. He singled to right field in the 4th. They've just had such a solid year. 18-8 out of the gate in April. Strike to Ruiz. With their rotation, they can avoid slumps. Washington down the Mets at New York 3-2. Todd Coffey got his 5th win, beating R.A. Dickey. Restored his 35th save. Bouncer goes foul. No balls, 2 strikes to Ruiz.
See that note on the Yankees?
No.
With their win yesterday and the Red Sox loss, they moved 3.5 games up in the AL East. For this entire season, they have been within 3 games of first place, either leading or trailing. No more, no less. Or no more, rather.
Really?
Yeah. And it's the longest such stretch since 1900.
The air foul, and still 0-2 to Ruiz.
Somebody pays attention to that stuff.
Believe it or not. Phil Hughes is pitching for the Yankees tonight. They're just underway at Seattle. No score so far. Seattle batting in the first inning. And Arizona failed to score in the first at Los Angeles against the Dodgers. King Felix is going for the Mariners tonight. That should be a good battle in Seattle. All back. Still 0-2 to Ruiz with Orr on deck. Really old home week, isn't it? With Oswalt, the former Astro, pitching tonight, and Myers, the former Philly, tomorrow night. Jay Happ, the former Philly. And we've got Hunter Pence and Brad Lidge, former Astros.
Larry Anderson.
Larry Anderson's in the broadcast booth. Fly ball to right. Bogusevic waiting.
Greg Gross, the coaching staff of the Phils.
True. Astro. Now Pete Orr. Orr is 1 for 3.
Gigi won the Rookie of the Year here, didn't he?
Yeah, and you know, later on in his career, very good pinch hitter. I remember he used to just dot that area inside the left field line. He could hit bullets to left field.
Yeah, I came back here in 90, 91, somewhere. Somewhere in that stretch.
Good guy to teach hitting with the fundamentals he had. Orr takes a look at it. It's ball 1. '89 he was here. Boots showing that on his career line. And his first year in the big leagues with Houston, 73. But in 74, first full season, he hit .314. In the air to center field. Schaefer in a little bit. 2 outs. And now the fans applauding as they realize they're within 1 out of closing the door on this talented Philadelphia club, which will now send up a pinch hitter. Placido Polanco hitting for Martinez. Polanco has been playing in some pain with that sports hernia. 278, 5 homers, 45 runs batted in, 417 at bats. He's got a real good knowledge of the strike zone. Short stroke. He's 0 for 3 as a pinch hitter. On the Cardinal. Ball 1 to Polanco. Certainly not a Mike Schmidt type at third base, but with the way the Phillies are constructed, it works quite well with him as their third baseman. He is 2 for 3 against Melanson. It's 2-0. Polanco's one of those guys who really doesn't make a lot of mistakes. In fact, he was an all-star this year. 303 is his lifetime batting average coming into this season. In the series to open the season against the Astros, he had 5 hits in the 3 games. Melanson just missing there, falls behind him 3-0. Polanco's the second toughest batter to strike out in the National League.
37 times he's punched out this year. Doesn't walk a lot. He's only walked 34 times. It's a real good contact man. Well suited to hit second in the order.
He takes a walk. 2 men on now with 2 outs on walks. There's going to be another pinch hitter coming up. Ross Globe.
Philly's pretty good in the pinch this year as a team, hitting .250 coming into this ball game. That's well above average. Globe gets a lot of turns doing that. My goodness, 69 pinch hit at bats for Ross Globe this year.
That's a ton of work. Potential tying run now in the on-deck circle. Jimmy Rollins in a 4-run lead. Melanson has walked 2. Now Doug Brocail's on his way out to the hill. Globe ready to pinch hit. for the pitcher Blanton. Blanton in one inning allowed 1 hit, no runs, had no walks, and 1 strikeout. Claude's 35 years old, and if he gets on, it's going to get pretty interesting here.
Yeah, we don't need a repeat of opening day. The Phillies broke the Astros' heart at the bottom of the ninth.
They sure did. 18 pinch hits to lead the league. Matt Downs is second with 14. Gold looks at it. It's strike 1 to Ross. He was drafted by Florida in '97. Then he moved along to the White Sox. Bounced along to several other teams. Last year he was a Philly. But those numbers this year. These two teams have been regularly sweeping series from each other over the last several years. Phillies swept the 3 to open the season at their place. That's a ball to make it 1-1. Claude has 54 pinch hits in the last 4 seasons, more than any other major leaguer. Bounced and Altuve comes over to his left, flipping the lead to end it. Myers the winner. He goes to 5-13, beating his former club for the second time in as many career decisions. Oswald the loser. His record moves to 7-9. The Astros notch victory number 50 of the season. And they knock off the high-flying Phillies. Final score, Houston 5, Philadelphia 1.